AFC Game by Game here at the Old Highbury, joined with my friend Danny. I'm sure a lot of you remember Danny from the 3-1 defeat against Monaco, where I did a fan reaction, and that was a horrible time really, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it weren't too good. Things got better.
Weren't the best, but moved on to pastures new now, and here we are at the Old Highbury, like I say. And first of all, let's talk about Arsenal's summer transfer window. We've only brought in Petr Cech. Yeah. Good addition to the squad, world-class keeper.
He is a great addition to the team. I mean, goalkeepers can play longer, so I think the thing about him being 33 isn't a massive barrier. I mean, in an ideal world, you'd want a 25, 26-year-old, but hey, we can live with it. However, I mean, I can't sugarcoat it. I am underwhelmed, really. I think if we wanted to win the league and really challenge in Europe, I think we needed that holding mid and we needed that striker. People mention a centre-back, but I'd like to give Paulista a chance. I think he looked solid against Newcastle away. But overall, the feeling's underwhelmed.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Paulista. I really do think, although a lot of other clubs, media, etc., said we need to bring in a centre-half, I honestly do think that he's the guy for the future. As well as that, you say about the striker, do you honestly think that we put all our eggs in one basket for Benzema? I mean, would you have had someone like, obviously we haven't got Benzema, but would you have had someone like Cavani, someone like Dybala as a backup?
Well, you know what, I mean, it was desperate and I wanted Cavani. I mean, I've watched him.
Do you think it got to that point where, you know, because we hadn't got Benzema, you were kind of happy to just take anyone?
Not anyone, because we saw with Danny Welbeck, really, and I didn't want that scenario again. I think someone like Welbeck is good if you have someone world-class next to him. Same with Giroud. If they had someone world-class next to him, I don't think they'd get as much stick as they really do. However, we were talking just beforehand, I do think we did put all our eggs in one basket with Benzema. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off. However, I mean, people say, I mean, the manager said there was no one out there to buy. Well, we saw the likes of Vidal, Schneiderlin, Kondogbia, who had a blinder against us, Jackson Martinez even. All these players were on the move. Now, I'm not saying that they would have come and set the ground running straight away, but I do think they would have been a major factor to us going that little step further, to challenging for the little, competing for Europe and perhaps winning the league.
Yeah, I mean, City, you see they've got Aguero, but then they've got someone like Wilfried Bony to not only partner him but also to back him up. If we'd have been in that kind of situation, you see City, they've started this season blindingly, and they've got so many options, so many alternatives. They're still bringing in players like Sterling, Otamendi. They've had a cracking summer, and they're really looking like the title favourites.
But Sam, I mean, it depends how quickly they settle. I mean, Man United had a busy summer, as did Chelsea. And neither of them two have got off to the best of starts, but I do think it's what you bring in. I mean, I don't think there was any need us signing, I don't know, a winger or a creative midfielder. The two things we needed was literally a holding mid with Coquelin, because I do genuinely think Coquelin will become world class if he has someone next to him who is world class to learn off. I mean, with Jack Wilshere, I think a lot of people say he's kind of not stalled, but not perhaps hit the heights he was expected to, and that's because I think in his first year he was playing next to Fabregas and Nasri. Then he had that 1 year out injured, and we sold Fabregas and Nasri, and then he come back into a
Arteta, Alex Song kind of team.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we brushed on Coquelin there. I do agree. I do think he's going to be a world-class talent at Arsenal if he's not already proven to be a world-class player, playing fantastically for us. And you mentioned Jack Wilshere as well. I think Wenger may have seen him as a backup to Coquelin in a way, in that role he plays for England.
What confuses me, especially with the manager and a lot of our fans, they say, oh, so and so can play here, so and so can play here, but
square pegs in round holes.
Yeah, but
exactly.
I think they never do play there. You know. I mean, it's all good and well saying, oh, Alexis can play up front, but one, that's not, in my opinion, not his best position, and two, I don't want to be in a scenario of, oh, he can.
It's a bit like we're making do.
Yeah.
That's what I really feel with Arsenal this season. And like on a final note, really, for this video, Coquelin, like as I say, we mentioned him, but Arteta, Flamini as backups, do you think they're decent enough?
Not for the league. For third and fourth, yeah.
I mean, the one thing I will say, with Arteta, I know that obviously I don't think he's a good enough back. I don't think Flamini should really be in this Arsenal team. But with Arteta, we mentioned someone that can mentor Coquelin in a way.
Yeah.
We said he needed someone to play alongside. I do think, I'm not saying those two should play together, but one thing I've noticed with Coquelin, since he's been mentored by someone like Arteta, his range of passing has improved dramatically.
Well, what you say about making do, I think that's a perfect example. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Arteta's never had a cap for Spain. He spent the majority of his career at Everton, maybe 1 or 2 odd years in the Europa League. I want Coquelin to be mentored off someone who's won the league 3 or 4 times, like Vidal.
Yeah.
He's won 3 or 4 league titles. He's, how do I say, got to the European Cup final last year. Or if we'd have bought someone like Schneidlin, who's more youngish compared to Arteta, doesn't exactly have the experience, I do think they could have learnt off each other type of thing. I think just having Coquelin there, plus the question goes on, is he going to go a whole season injury or suspension free? It's Arsenal Football Club, no chance.
Exactly, and on that note, we'll leave it there. We're here at the Old Highbury. Make sure to like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to AFC Game by Game, and me and Danny will be speaking to you soon.